15 Things You Didn't Know About Versace. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another amazing video. We love iconic luxury brands, and you don't get much more luxurious than Italian fashion house Versace. Founded in 1978 by Italian-born Gianni Versace, the first store was opened in Milan and gradually expanded into accessories, jewelry, and interiors. Their dresses have been worn on every red carpet ever since, and their name is synonymous with Italian decadence and sex appeal. Because Alux.com is dedicated to being the world's best resource on the most incredible luxury goods, we just had to bring you a video about one of the most famous fashion brands in the world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here are 15 things you didn't know about Versace. Number 1. Versace was the first fashion house to really embrace music and celebrity. Gianni Versace was big on the international party scene and could count Diana, the Princess of Wales, Naomi Campbell, Cher, and Madonna as good friends. The label regularly collaborated with music stars such as Michael Jackson and Bruce Springsteen, as well as creating Elton John's stage outfits. Number 2. The dress that Elizabeth Hurley made her mark in was a Versace number, held together with safety pins. Known by many as the only dress that has launched a career, Hurley was a relatively little-known actress and model when she was first dressed by Versace for the red carpet in 1994. The famous black dress helped the brand to gain worldwide press coverage too, and was voted the most iconic dress of all time in a Daily Telegraph poll. Number 3. Versace's founder was murdered in front of his Miami home in 1997. Gianni Versace was murdered on the steps of his mansion when he went to buy his morning paper. Andrew Cunanan, who murdered 5 other people in the same year, shot the fashion designer before killing himself after 8 days on the run. The reasons why Versace was selected are still unknown. Number 4. After the founder's death, his niece was left a 50% stake in the company. When Allegra Versace turned 18 in 2004, she officially assumed control of the company. That's a big responsibility on very young shoulders. Her mother, Donatella Versace, and uncle, Santo Versace, had a long-standing dispute over ownership of the company, so Gianni settled it by overlooking both of them when it came to doling out the biggest share in his will. Number 5. The Versace logo features the head of Greek mythological figure Medusa. Rather glamorously, the Versace children used to play on the ruins of Roman buildings. The Medusa head was carved into the floor of one of them, and the image stuck with Gianni. He eventually chose the image because she made people fall in love with her, and they had no way back. Number 6. The Palazzo Versace hotels are the first hotels branded by a fashion house. The fashion house was approached to design a hotel in 1997, and the first Palazzo Versace opened in Australia in 2000. After the company was sold, more Palazzo Versaces were built in Dubai and Macau. Number 7. Just a decade after it was established, the Versace fashion empire was worth over $800 million. The Italian fashion house had a rapid ascent, expanding quickly into new countries and becoming more well-known in the fashion world. Gianni Versace's ability to fuse fashion with celebrity promotion meant that they fast became one of the most desirable luxury labels. If you're a luxury fashion fan, you need to hear about the most expensive shirt in the world. We made a video about it here. Number 8. The brand has collaborated with Lamborghini, a helicopter manufacturer, and even high street retailer H&M. Not all of Versace's collaborations have been with luxury brands. Their collection for H&M was released in November 2011 to hungry shoppers around the world and sold out in 30 minutes. The pieces were much more modest than Versace's usual tags, so the demand was particularly great. Shoppers in London were only permitted 10 minutes with the collection because the crowds were so big. Number 9. Versace's first boutique outside of Italy wasn't in London or Paris, it was in Glasgow. The Scottish city hosted the first Versace boutique outside of Italy in 1991. It closed in 2005 while the fashion house looked for new premises in the country's capital, Edinburgh. Versace now has 80 boutiques around the world. Number 10. The family's arguments were so notorious that their interim CEO quit within a year. When Versace entered the 2000s, they suffered a decline in profits and had to hire an interim CEO to restructure the company. He didn't last long, though, resigning because he couldn't cope with the constant conflict between family members. The next CEO resigned because of his disagreements with Donatella individually. Number 11. Versace designed a collection for Princess Caroline of Monaco. Princess Diana wasn't the only royal who Versace dressed. Princess Caroline of Monaco received her own collection too. The collection was given to the V&A Museum in London, where the original 1984 dresses are on display to the public. Number 12. Gianni Versace's partner, Antonio D'Amico, was promised a pension of $26,000 a month for the rest of his life. Gianni's will was very generous to his partner of 15 years, Antonio. He was promised the right to live in any of Versace's homes and a significant monthly sum. The family intervened, though, as part of their usual conflicts, and Antonio only received a smaller percentage of what he was originally promised in the will. Number 13. Brooke Shields starred in a Versace campaign when she was just 14 years old. The young model had already become famous thanks to her role in the controversial film Blue Lagoon, and her 1980 Versace campaign proved to be iconic. A year later, she starred in a more controversial Calvin Klein jeans commercial, which was criticized for its overt sexualization. In comparison, the Versace campaign is particularly tame. Number 14. Gianni Versace's funeral was attended by fashion royalty, Elton John, and Princess Diana. Versace's funeral at Milan's cathedral was attended by 2,000 mourners, including his close family, as well as significant figures in the fashion industry, including Giorgio Armani, Karl Lagerfeld, and Carla Fendi. His body was cremated, which meant he couldn't have a traditional Catholic funeral mass. Number 15. Gianni Versace's Miami home has a $10,000 marble toilet in one of the bathrooms. One of only 3 in the world, this is surely the fanciest toilet anyone has ever owned. There are other small quirky details throughout the Miami mansion too. Donatella's ensuite is the only one with a bath because she apparently doesn't like taking showers, and the poolside statues were flown in from a 16th century French chateau. Iconic, sexy, and very luxurious, Versace is the first brand we all picture when we think of high fashion. The creativity of its founder, who died far too young, as well as the strong Italian passion for his brother and sister, has ensured the brand has remained first choice for fashionistas all over the world. If you could choose any Versace collection to stock up on, which would it be? Would you go for the bright patterns and spring colors of their ready-to-wear collections, or the feminine, soft, flowing gowns they've become so famous for? Oh, you're still here? Well, here's another amazing fact about Versace. When the label's founder bought his home in Miami, he decided to buy the hotel next door for $4 million too. The Riviera was an Art Deco hotel and cost double what his home did. He was a fan of throwing very lavish parties, so maybe it was a tactical move to ensure all of his guests had a place to stay. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.